Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a short reading here for Aries energy. And, oh my goodness, we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because everybody's got free will. And people can harness high vibe Aries energy, more worldly view of Aries energy, driven and motivated more by the world than love, kind of caught up in the illusion of the world. And then some people harness shadowy Aries energy and they're full of themselves and they're bossy and controlling and maybe narcissistic, and it's all about their wants, their needs, their lust, their greed, their pride, their ego, and it's all about themselves. So, if you're an Aries or cross-watching for an Aries, we all harness some Aries energy. So listen to your intuition about yourself and different people in the world to find out, because your intuition was given to you as a gift. And just like we all have a dualistic nature and we live in a dualistic world, the cards have dualistic meanings. So I'm going to tell you what the cards say, and you'll have to listen to your intuition about the people in your life. If I do mention zodiac signs, do not get thrown off by zodiac signs. You want people who harness these energies in a high vibe way, if you're high vibe. And if you're more shadowy or manipulative, and you harness these zodiac sign traits in a shadowy way, you might want to be in a relationship with other people who harness them in a shadowy way. Okay, the underlying reason for the reading is, what do we kind of view as true stability and abundance in our life? That's Virgo energy. What is our underlying philosophy of life that we invest in? That's Taurus energy. Taurus energy has to do kind of like with the world and all the things of the world, how we view the world, what's our value system, what are we motivated and kind of inspired by, because it affects the decisions that we make. How do we view ourselves in the world? How do we view relationships? Do we think we have the right to be bossy and controlling and prideful and egotistical and immature and foolish in a relationship? Or do we think we should emotionally grow and mature ourselves, temper our fears, our insecurities, and our more immature, indulgent, selfish, greedy nature, and be bold and brave enough to go within to gain insight and wisdom to add to our foundation and mature ourselves so we're not acting in such foolish ways? And there's some people in the world right now that have the opportunity to move forward with loving, nurturing, supportive, evenly tempered people, other people in the world who aren't indulging in their fear and insecurity and pride and ego and manipulative, vengeful, envious, competitive nature. But they're turning their back on those people. They don't want to move forward with those people because those people have gone within to see the truth that life's about love. And these people either don't want to see the truth that life's about love because they operate more from their ego and their worldly nature, and that's what drives and motivates them. Because, if you do love, you get hurt. And you have to be willing to be authentic in the world and vulnerable. And some people don't want to do any of those things. So some people want to be in relationships maybe with people. They'll be strong in a relationship with someone who has money or status or image or power. Or they're looking for someone who also turns their back on tempering their fear, their insecurity, their codependency, and their pride and ego. And that's the kind of person they want to be in a relationship with. Not someone who goes within to gain insight and wisdom about the truth of people and themselves. Like, nope, I want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't see the truth and doesn't put in work and effort to see the truth. I might want to be in a relationship with someone else who's a fool for the world. Either they have their own addictions, and people can be addicted basically anything in your shadow nature. It's just like money and materialism. That's kind of like a socially accepted one. But I tell you, I think it can become just as addictive and destructive to people's lives as other type of addictions in the world. And fear and insecurity and lack of self-worth and codependency, can create a lot of hell on earth for you. And some people haven't learned to love and believe in themselves. And so they're going to repeat some old patterns of relationship And if they can find someone who's willing to indulge them being that way, they might be stuck in it for a really long time. Free willingly, some of them. Okay, what do we got going on here? People in high vibe Virgo energy harness these energies in a high vibe way because they've put in the Taurus energy of putting in work and effort because of what they're driven and motivated by in the world to act with character and integrity, wanting to be in relationships where they feel proud of themselves because they are acting with character and integrity. They are people who really walk the talk, and they want to be in a relationship with people who do that. And if they've been in a relationship with people who harness these energies in a shadowy way, they've cut those people out of their life. And the shadowy people don't know that the high vibe people harness these in a high vibe way. They probably think they harness them the same way they do. What's the difference? High vibe people are people who don't get all caught up in their head and down in their emotions. They maintain balance within themselves. They offset their fears and insecurities and their past pain and heartbreak and their self-limiting beliefs with love and hope and faith and belief in themselves. They're people who look at life from a higher perspective, and they're able to put things in perspective. When we don't put things in perspective, we'll make some impulsive, reckless action in our life out of pride, out of ego, out of fear, out of insecurity. All the things that we want in the world that we get caught up in our head or down in our emotions about. And then, we're really not putting in the work and effort to bring like a high vibe dream into reality based on truth and love. And we might, because we have difficulty about the fact that I'd have to put in work and effort to take action out of love and respect for myself and look at life from a higher perspective and not kind of go for a quick fix that might make me feel better in the moment. Well, that's what some of the shadowy people are doing right now. And also shadowy people they really want the things that they want in the world. The image, the status, the money, the materialism. They want to look like a shining star in the world, and they really want people to view them that way. And they could be people who have mental conflict with the truth that they're supposed to act with character and integrity and be just and fair and treat other people the way they like to be treated. And, they could be people, shadowy Five of Swords could be people who want to win at all costs and they don't really care who gets hurt. I want what I want, and that's my truth. And shadowy people right now who could be in a relationship with some high vibe people could be having some mental conflict about their partners because their partners want them to start moving forward and putting in work and effort from a place of love and balance. And that's a problem. Some people like to be indulged in a relationship. And then if we just view life differently and we're motivated and inspired by different things, if people are in some mismatched relationships, which can happen to anybody, because I think as human beings, we tend to think that other people think and feel like we do and view the world like we do. And then we get in a relationship with them and we think we're both on the same page and we're both motivated and inspired by the same dream. And then we kind of realize the truth that it's like, oh, wow. You want to be in relationships more because of the image and the status or being indulged or it's good for your ego or your image, but it really isn't that you're motivated by love. And you want me to stay in a relationship with you for those same reasons and kind of give up on my dreams of really being in a truthful, authentic, loving relationship. And on top of it, you might be someone who wants to win at all costs and has a little bit of a problem with being truthful and honest and just and fair and loving, and you could be stubborn and prideful and self-centered and egotistical, I have discovered. Yeah, that's a problem. And that could be going on in some relationships. You changed and you saw the truth. And some of you have already picked up your investment from those old relationships. Other people are right now in those kind of workplaces and relationships. And some of those people are thinking of letting go of that investment. And some of the shadowy people in a relationship could also not like being in a relationship, even though they could be in a relationship with people who are just and fair and loving and encouraging and supportive. It's really not the kind of relationship they really want to be in. They'd rather be in a relationship with someone who's motivated and inspired to go indulge in the things of the world that, make them feel like they have all these things. Because in our shadow nature, it isn't enough to just have these things. It's to make sure other people know we have these things, because that's how they derive their sense of worth and value, because they're not empowering themselves from a place of love to be free from their more egoic nature. It's really important for people to see like how happy they are and how much money they have and how attractive their partner is and how attractive they feel. It's to drive their sense of empowerment from that. And if their partner isn't into that, even though they could be loving, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to keep being in a relationship with you. And I might want to leave the relationship too. It's just that people are driven and motivated by different reasons. And some people that are shadowy, and even some of the people that are loving, could have a hard time picking up their investment out and getting out of a relationship. Some of the shadowy people want to stay in it because it does have the image and the status and makes them look very successful, even if, it isn't really someone that they love and stuff. And the loving people could have a problem getting out of it because, again, it has the status and the image and the stability and security, but they don't really feel like it's based on love either, or at least not anymore. And maybe the other, everybody could be kind of being stubborn in their point and defending their viewpoint. If we're going to move forward in a relationship, the high vibe people want it more balanced, and the other people want to keep juggling. I want to keep going back and forth. I want to present myself as being all these things like you are, but really behind the scenes and maybe at home, I'm really not those things. And I maybe really don't want to invest in you emotionally because I really don't want skin in the game. Because then if they probably haven't put work within themselves to have a very strong emotional foundation within themselves to, if something were to happen in the relationship, so they'd rather not really invest and have skin in the game, but they're willing to stay in it because of the image and the status. But I don't really want to invest in you emotionally because that's not why I'm in the relationship. So again, we have people who are moving forward and they're harnessing these energies in different ways. The high vibe people are no longer, well, actually, both of them could be no longer interested in investing in the illusion because that's what it's become. And if both people were in shadowy energy and they both want to win at all costs and they both like to juggle, well, that could be a difficult relationship, right? Sometimes shadowy people don't mind being in a relationship with the loving, nurturing, supportive people because they're loving and nurturing and supportive and they're not being prideful and egotistical and competitive and all that stuff, but they get to be that way. But if they get in a relationship with someone else who's the same as them, because some of the shadowy people who were investing in people and kind of juggling, they could have had some high vibe people who had previously been offering them love, who were people who listened to their intuition and believed in their dreams, who moved on from them. And now they could have gotten in a relationship with someone who's kind of just like themselves, who also wants to be in a relationship, because they could have also had high vibe people move away from them and the relationships didn't work out. And they really, against maybe some of the high vibe people in their life who saw the truth that these people have a lot of mental conflict with love and being just and fair and truthful and honest and authentic and walking the talk and acting with character and integrity. These people really want to win at all costs against the people in their life who moved on from them. And for some of them, that's why they even got into the relationship they're currently in. And now, you know, it could be a relationship where nobody's being very loving if they got in a relationship with someone who's fearful and insecure or codependent or selfish and greedy just like they are. I was like, oh my gosh. You know? Do I really want to stay in this relationship? And the people that are in that relationship or in those type of relationships that are mismatched, they don't, probably neither of the people want to be in the relationship anymore. They're both tired of investing in the illusion that they're really on the same page as that person, and the other person is tired of, finally, like, maybe listening to their intuition and getting out of their fear and insecurity. I've been investing in this person a lot, trying to encourage them to believe in themselves and be more authentic and bring the dream into reality. And I finally see the truth that they're not interested in investing in that. And I've been in this illusion that they would want to do that. And I'm done investing in the illusion. And we'll come back in a minute to people who are on the same page in a relationship. But there could be people who, the shadowy people, want to move away from the people they are in a relationship with to go get in a relationship with someone who has the money and the status and the image that they have, because that's what drives and motivates them. And they're going to be communicating to those people that they think, will make them look at me. I have accomplished the dream. Look at me. I look like I have it all. Look how stable and grounded and victorious and successful we are. Look how much money we have. And the high vibe people are going to take some time to invest in themselves emotionally to heal from this past relationship so they don't take that baggage to the next relationship. And they're going to put in work and effort to heal from that relationship and grow and mature themselves and give themselves the things that they wish this other person would have given them so that they're not tempted to get in a relationship with someone like that again. And then when they've done that work, they are going to go take action in the world to go find the people in the world that are on the same page as them that have also done that work within themselves. And the shadowy people might try to go find someone who's more on the same page as them. Do you want to be in a relationship? Are you more motivated by money and materialism? Are you also someone who hasn't tempered your ego or your fears and your insecurities and doesn't ever plan to go within to gain insight and wisdom to deal with those things? You're my kind of person. Let's get married. We'll have a lot of money. We'll be happy, I'm sure. Now, for people that are in relationships right now, if everybody is putting in work and effort to act with character and integrity, it's because both of the people have looked at life from a higher perspective and they both see that the truth is that it's about putting in work and effort to treat your partner with respect and love. And if you're in a relationship with people who you love, who are willing to look at life from a higher perspective and put in work and effort with you, why would you possibly leave it? And the high vibe people that are in relationships with other high vibe people, both of them are people who are maintaining balance within themselves, who aren't like investing in repeating poor past patterns of the past, because that wouldn't be a good idea. And they're just maintaining their balance within themselves and then in the relationship so they can keep moving forward. And neither one of them are going to go invest in their emotionally in their more fearful, insecure, or prideful, egotistical nature. And they're not going to go invest in other people that they think, they have illusions about. Why would I do that? If I'm in a loving and just and fair and loyal and committed relationship, why would I do that? I'm not going to let my immature, indulgent, selfish, greedy, prideful nature run my life off into the ditch. I'm going to keep maintaining my balance. And the people that are like in emotionally balanced, encouraging, supportive workplaces, friendships, and relationships, are all going to move forward, continuing to move forward with the jobs and the friendships and the relationships they're in, because everybody in the group has that hopeful, believing nature, willing to be a student of life, willing to learn and grow as they move forward, and they're interested in moving forward, not in repeating some poor past patterns of the past. Now, some people right now who might be in shadowy energy, some of them are on the same page too, and they're in a relationship. They both want to win at all costs, and they think if they stay in this relationship, they're going to have the image and the status and the money, and everybody's going to view them a certain way, and that's what drives and motivates them. But they hide from the world that maybe that's why they're in the relationship, is because of the ego and the image and the stability and the security and the status, because they have mental conflict about the truth. And they're trying, both of them could be trying to maintain balance in the relationship, because neither one of them want to kind of offer love to themselves, to listen to their intuition and believe in their dreams. So it's kind of like, no, I'm not willing to do that. So I will keep working to balance things out with you, because I want to keep moving forward in this job or relationship, because it's great for my ego or my image, or it pays really well, or you have a lot of wealth, or you're attractive, or whatever. And all those things are good for my ego and my image and my status. And those are the things that are important to me. So I'm going to keep moving forward with you and keep being strong in this relationship and keep repeating this pattern, because I don't want to go within and look at the things that I keep buried in the dark that I don't want to see the truth about. And some of the things that I might keep buried in the dark is my dreams. Because I've decided to make my life about the world or indulgence or addiction, and I don't want to see the truth that maybe I am prideful and egotistical, maybe I am selfish and greedy. And some of the people that are in these mismatched relationships, they might stay in it also because, they've kind of gotten caught up in the ego and the image and the status of it all. And they're just going to keep being strong about the fact that they could be in a relationship with someone who's kind of bossy and controlling and egotistical, who isn't very loving, doesn't have a clue, is kind of clueless because they don't listen to their intuition. And they could be people that are always going back and forth about, I don't know, if they want to keep investing in it, if they don't want to keep investing in it. Do they want to be in a relationship with you? Do they not want to be in a relationship with you? And some people are just going to stay in it because they have their own fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs that they could have that stability and security, that the divine would help them manifest that into reality if they were bold and brave and confident to live their authentic life. But what we align with within ourselves can be what we manifest in the world. Not to say, everybody might have some lessons to learn, and certain people come into our life because we're meant to learn some lessons from them. Kind of like, is this really what you want to stay in? is this your truth, really? This is it? And we come into contact with other people to get, and initially things can seem like we're all on the same page, and then it's like, oh, we view life differently. Well, are we willing to speak our truth, or do we have mental conflict about speaking our truth? Is that part of the well, for one, I think we get in relationship with different people to get clear about what our truth is, work through our mental conflict about, because we do have this dualistic nature, and we live in a world that kind of tells us one thing, and our heart and our mind might tell us another thing. Do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe in our dream? If not, we can stay in mismatched relationships where people aren't working cooperatively with us, and where it gets to be where it doesn't seem like there's any love left there, but nobody's willing to get out of it because of maybe ego or image, or because everybody has their fear and insecurities or whatever. Well, that's when the devil kind of creeps in, where we're kind of creating a little hell on earth, and we have the free will to keep doing that. Or, we communicate with our partner that, I'm willing to move forward if you're willing to move forward. I'm willing to try to take some more creative, inspired action and, deal with some of my issues if you're willing to deal with your issues. And if both people can get back on track again, well, then they can move forward having come together and, kind of go on a new journey together. And that's fine. Other people eventually might realize they don't want to keep investing in this, and some are going to go quickly and go get in a relationship because, again, they're more motivated by their ego and their image and how people view them, and they want people to view them as like, oh, it wasn't my fault, look, I got in another relationship. But they never go within to reflect on, why did that relationship not work anyway? And they could just think, I don't know, they don't want to listen to their intuition about it and maybe see how they contributed to that relationship not working out. And the odds are high that because they haven't gained any insight from the situation, they're going to eventually keep repeating the same patterns of ways of being in the next relationship as they were in the old relationship. And the same problem's gonna occur. And it'll be like, like, I'm confused. Why didn't that work? And some of them won't be confused. Some of them know they're bossy and controlling and stubborn and prideful and egotistical and self-centered. And it was just to kind of indulge in it as long as the other people were caught up in illusion about who they were. And if they see through the illusion and are no longer willing to invest in them, it's like, oh, well, now I gotta go find someone else who doesn't know the truth of who I am, and I'll try to get them into a relationship with me and wear my false mask so I can present this image of being this stable, grounded, nurturing, blah, blah, blah person until they find out the truth of who I am. And the same thing will happen over and over and over again. And like I said, I don't think the high vibe people would necessarily rush to jump into another relationship. I think they'd want to work with other people in the world who are nurturing and supportive. And I think they would invest a lot of time, energy, and effort and communicate a lot before they would want to possibly run a risk of getting in another relationship. I don't think the shadowy people care that much because it really is just about them indulging themselves in it for as long as they're in it. And they don't really care if it downturns because they might be people with starting out here. The main cards we have are pentacle cards. They might be people who have things of the world that would make other people be kind of look at them as being someone who seems stable and grounded. So they could have a lot of stability and security in their life. They could be charming. They could be good looking. And they're just like, hey, I'm just looking for whoever wants to come indulge me. And I don't really care. And some of them could think the more people they get to indulge them, that's them really living the life. And they think that is living the dream. So there you go, Aries energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.